What up, folks? I'm ultrazillatoys to have a review of the Mythic Legions! The Turpiculi. That's right, my zillions. It kind of sounds like a silly name, but this thing looks awesome, and it's my first Mythic Legions in quite a while. I actually pre-ordered this, oh my gosh, a while back. A couple of years ago, I feel like now, right? Yeah, definitely a couple of years ago, and it takes a while for the Mythic Legions pre-orders to finally come out. Them and Mezco, they just take a lot of time to do so, but when you do to get them, you're usually pretty happy with what you get. And this was definitely a pre-order for me because I thought it looked amazing. It really just looks like a skeletal flying kaiju, and I'm hoping you could take off some of the accoutrements here to achieve that, but it is cool nonetheless. Whatever you do with it, I mean, I'm a huge Harryhausen fan too, so this kind of sings to me in a lot of different ways. So it was definitely one I wanted to get, and this is from the Necronomicon wave, Necronomicus wave. I forget the actual name of the wave. There's a lot of guys like this, from this dude's section of these are 4 horsemen section of the Mythic Legions mythos. This probably says more there if you can read it, but there's a lot of glare because these packages are all just big bubble packages with a card back, and I wish they would change their packaging. At this point, they've been doing this for quite a while. New packaging, and put that on your list, your to-do list for Horsemen Studios, because that's the one thing I'm always like, the packaging could be a little better, especially for all the time it takes. Packaging, it's a good thing. But anywho, without any further ado, let's get to the review. And here's the Turpiculi out of the package, and he's pretty cool. But he's not completely out of the package. Not like this is not exactly how it comes out of the package. You have to put on his tail, you have to put on his wings, and I did switch out the hands just because I prefer him not to have any weapons. These are the other hands. They're skeletal, they have nice wash to them. Really, really nice. These are his holding hands, or I think the big ones might just be fist hands. I couldn't get really anything in them. But the smaller ones are holding hands, and they're really nice. Here are the weapons in question. You have this kind of cleaver type weapon. It looks like a bone with a blade that's a little bloodied. It's all messed up. It's beautiful. Some wraps here. It looks really, really good. And then you got these two. These are like cleavers. Swords that are really nice. Again, bloody. Really, really well done. Bone again for the hilt. Just excellent looking. And if we bring in the hand here, and show you, can hold this one pretty well like that. And then we have another hand where you could just kind of slip this one in too. So you could use it as so. Now, like I said, the bigger hands, not really holding that. Can I hold the sword? Maybe, but it doesn't really open up, so yeah, I don't think you can. So the bigger hands are just like for punching. The other accessory we get is an extra head, and this one doesn't have the horns. And it's a little bit less split in the middle. I feel like the horns made the middle split in the lore, if there is one. The jaw is articulated, which is actually really, really nice. The entire head here looks fantastic. It is really, really gorgeous. Look at the eyes. All the black in there. There's a little split there, but it is split, but not fully split. And then in there you can see a tooth because it's all broken at the nose. You can see some teeth, the bigger teeth. Very, very nicely done. It's sculpted on the inside as well. So this is beautiful. It's even washed on the inside. So that's awesome. Very, very easy. Maybe too easy to swap the heads. You got this big old ball joint here. And then this pops in. So that's what it looks like without the horn. I'm a big fan of the horns, though, but this is fine, too. So looking at the Turpiculi, a little bit better and now and in a full. It is pretty awesome. We are looking at this as is for now. I have some thoughts about doing other stuff with it, but for now, let's take a look at it. Let's start with the articulation, actually. On the wing parts, you have this part here that moves. And that is it. Well, except for at the base, you have a hinge. I'm sorry. So you have hinge there, and you can turn it here. This one tends to pop out on me a little bit too easy. This one, not so much. I got it in, with heat, and it's staying in there pretty good, this wing. But they don't have a hinge here, which I would have liked. But, it's fine for what it is. I do dig it. And then these bigger arms, again, same thing. You can turn it there. And you do have a hinge here at that section, so you could move it around for these giant arms here. And then you do have an elbow hinge, and then a wrist hinge, like the other hands have wrist hinges. And then, oh, that's just coming out. So this one's actually tight. This is going to need some heat, but they are open hands. And this one you could move a little bit better. So that one needs a little heat. Noted. And you can swivel them. Now the shoulders, move out and in, up and down. Hinge at the elbow, single hinge. Hinge at the wrist, swivel. Now the upper body moves pretty good. I think there's two separate joints here. I feel like there's an upper body and a lower body, but this might just be an illusion. But I am getting pretty good movement out of the body, which is excellent. Then the legs have hinge, swivel action as well. Knees ratcheted, nice, but single joint. You can move it though. And then the ankles move as well. You do have some rocker action, which is good. So pretty good movement. And then at the tail, which you have to install as well, can move it a bit here. And then the rest is a bendy wire, which works decently enough. Nope, that pops out at a ball joint there. So, but yeah, you can move it right in here. So there you have it. That's the articulation. And the mouth moves as well. And it's on that big ball joint. Does this neck joint move separately? Oh, it does. You can turn this neck joint, so that's pretty good. So yeah, I'd say it's a pretty decent articulation. Like some points could be a little bit better, but I think overall, this is pretty good. All right, checking out the finer details now. Let's take a look at this head. We saw the other one, but this one has awesome horns. Look at them. Wow. Really nicely sculpted and painted. That is gorgeous. So really excellent there. And like I said, much bigger split here at the head. The eyes are pretty cool as well. I like it a lot. The mouth, again, opens. You got all the same deal going on there. Lots of cracks in the head. Really good paint. So really nice. And then you see the spine back here. Really cool looking. A lot of little like neck joints and stuff. Excellent. Look at the chest. Oh my gosh, great skeletal chest here. The collarbone. Arms here look great. Again, the paint on this stuff is just excellent. It's got this nice little wrist guard bracelet here. Really well done, kind of coppery browns. I like these open hands. I just like the open hands more on these guys. They're creepy. They look good. The big arms look fantastic too. Same basic deal. It's like the smaller arms, kind of just bigger. And I just like these hands on them. I think they're cool. But I might use the fist hands for this too. Because that's pretty good. Then the wings, the boned wings, look really good as well. I like these parts here and this. Do some damage there. Then he's got all of this stuff here, like loincloth type deal and a little bit of armor, leather armor. That's painted beautiful too. A lot of browns, again, coppers. some silver there as well. Then, unfortunately, they painted the back here. I don't know why they decided to, I guess they were trying to evoke more armor on him. But that was like, you know, out of the package and messing around with him. That was like the thing that disappointed me most, is that they painted back here. And I'll get to that again in a second. But, I mean, it looks good. And this, like, kind of floating, like, shield belt thing. It's kind of only, like, a half thing. It looks really nice, too. But all the belt stuff here looks beautiful. Absolutely excellent. You got some, like, you know, cloth here. Fake cloth, but it looks good. And then all of these loinclothy things look good, too. This is just, like, separate piece that's popped in there. The legs look awesome. Really, really nicely done. The toes are fantastic. Beautiful skeletal toes. Check those out. Very, very nice. I like it a lot. And then the tail is awesome. Again, it's a different material, but oh, one interesting thing about the tail, there's like an interesting movement in here, kind of like almost like the bendy wires in like two pieces in there, and I don't know if that's a thing, but it moves really, really interestingly. And I should have said this in the articulation, but there's like an interesting movement in there that's happening. I'm not sure. Maybe mine's broken, but it feels good. Anyway, it's got this like nice spike at the end, and then the tail is just really excellent. I love it. You can see why I've been like, man, this is a make for a really, really, really good like kaiju skeletal monster, should you wish. And now the thing is, and that's what we're going to talk about now, is you could probably achieve it, but it's going to require some work. Obviously, you just pop off the hands, and these will come off. This part easily comes off. This part, no. So you're going to have to do something here. This is attached to the tail. So, unfortunately, you would have to, like, remove this top part and then sculpt something, you know, to make it, and paint something like, you know, this to make that fit, or maybe just sculpt this part completely down and paint it. I think probably might be the best way to go. You know, and then all of this little part comes out easy. All of this, the belt is a floating piece. The two belts, because these are two separate things, are both floating pieces. And then the thing that, again, that disappoints me, though, is that they painted his belly. I don't know why. So you would have to repaint that. See how it stops? It's just like for the illusion of more armor. And man, I just wish they didn't do that. That was like the biggest disappointment for me, because I really wanted to do that whole kaiju thing. And I thought it would have been easy. And it would have been if it wasn't for that. And I guess this, I wasn't expecting this, but I feel like this is something that's easier than this. But then again, this is just paint, right? So actually, this probably would be easier. But anywho, yeah, it's a little bit disappointing in those terms, but I still think this thing is phenomenal, and I like it for what it is. Like I've said, I'm a big Harryhausen fan, and I love, like, you know, skeletal monsters. So this really is awesome no matter what, for me personally. But, you know, for those that want to do something with this, you know, it's doable. But it's going to require a little bit of work. And for your size comparisons, here is the Turpiculi with a bunch of figures that you might have in your collection. I don't really have any Mythic Legions, like, super, super handy anymore. But, you know, this sort of works too. And for those that wanted to do some kaiju action with him, here he is with a Haya Kong and a SH Monster Arts Godzilla Evolved. And I think, at least with the Kong, I mean, these figures look pretty good together. And even with the Godzilla looks pretty good together. So, you know, you can have some fun with this anyway. And my final thoughts, I mean, overall, this thing is really, really nice. I do like it a lot. I mean, I was disappointed that I wasn't gonna be easily able to transform this guy into a plain old like demon kaiju skeletal monster. It still looks really, really good with all the stuff on him, and it's not like that much stuff on him. And if I did want to do it, like, it's not gonna take that much effort. You know what I'm saying? And it is pretty cool. So if you're looking to get it, you know, I think you can still get it at, like, Big Bad Toy Store and stuff. It's really well worth it just as its own thing. It is gorgeous. I mean, it is really, really well sculpted and painted, and I really like it a lot. And it's good to get, like, a Mythic Legions every once in a while, because they do really, really nice work. And there you have it, guys. That's my review. Hope you dug it. Let me know your thoughts down below. And if you're new to the channel, why don't you go and sub yourself for daily content, and let me help you diversify your collection. Till next time, peace out, peeps.